they do it.
I think what a lot of that is Florida and Tampa do not like each other. Like it would be Rangers, Islanders, Rangers, Devils, that kind of level. And for them to kind of just do what they did and then have all that time off before having to play the Rangers, because they had to play 7, when they got the game one, that animosity wasn't there. Like liken it to this: if say they played the Rangers first, and if they beat them, then they played Florida, I think it might have been a different outcome coming out playing against Florida, knowing that the level intensity. It's like anytime the Penguins play the Flyers, it doesn't matter who has a good team or not. Those games are always ramped up. It's always physical. So there's that just natural rivalry. And I think the rest, and okay, we're playing the Rangers. We haven't played them in how long? You know what I mean? There wasn't that build up to it. But Vasilevsky's starting to find his game. Tampa's not figuring out how to slow him down and play the game that way, the way they want to play. And I mean, I could very easily see this going 7 games. I mean, it doesn't matter who wins tonight.
And those 7 games benefit who? The Avs.
But then you got the same thing. They're sitting, getting healthy, rested.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm trying to think. They should have home ice because they had a better record.
Yeah.
They were second behind Florida.
Mm-hmm.
So no matter who wins, they should.
Only thing you could pray for is rust. If they been off too long, that's the only thing.
That would be my only thing.
That'd be the only thing.
Is they come out a little bit slow.
Yeah.
And either team that comes from the East has played. And that's the other thing is Rangers go, they're going to be excited. They're young. They're going to be, they sleep tomorrow. It doesn't matter. They're going to be ready to go. Where you got Tampa now that they got that rest of the series before, but now they're going 7 games. They've already played, what is it? 16, 32, and they've won, I think 10 or so, or 12 to get to the finals. Or no, they haven't won yet. So they won 2. So that'd be 10. So they've, not counting the 7-game series. I'm just talking if they won 4-0 or 4-0 in the series, that they've already played like, I don't know, 42 games in the last 3 years in the playoffs plus. So, and they're older. So, as you say, father, when no one outruns father time,
Right.
It could be a different story.
Undefeated.
And you're looking at a somewhat younger Avalanche team that they all can skate. McCarr is like, I haven't seen a defenseman in a long time that could come back, get the puck, and just go through the entire team into the offensive zone, stop,
blow through the whole,
and look around, and be like, okay, who's open? I mean, like, I think of Paul Coffey, I think of Scott Niedermayer.
Effortless.
Yeah, it's amazing. And then that Byron kid, he's really good skater too.
Yeah.
It's crazy how good they are. But, on a sad note, this makes 29 years in a row that a Canadian team has not won the Stanley Cup.
Oh.
It's been that long?
The last one was, I think, 1993.
Wow.
Where Montreal played the Kings.
That's a good
I'm trying to remember if that's when Melrose was coaching and McSorley got caught with the illegal stick. and they were up, had the illegal curve. They called it, got a penalty, scored a power play. I'm almost positive that's when it was. Because that was Gretzky on the Kings. Chance for him to win a cup outside of the Oilers.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's been a long time since a Canadian won.
Yeah, I don't know why that is, but
because I mean, before that, I think it was
the Canadians, 1993. That was the last team.
And I'm trying to think, was it 1994 the Rangers, didn't they play Vancouver?
Yes. Yes.
And
I
then-
remember
Night
that
before.
one.
Yeah.
They almost didn't make it there.
Powell
they-
Bell.
No, they were down, and Messier said, "We gonna win tonight."
Mhm.
Game 6,
Game
and
6.
he put in a hat trick. And then good old, I love this name. It's probably one of the best hockey names ever. Stefan Matteau.
Mattel.
So as a step on my toe, scored
Step on my toe.
the double OT winner. I think in game 7,
Matteau.
and I had to get them into
Yeah.
the finals. And I remember watching that finals because they had this god awful uniforms in Vancouver.
The Browns.
No,
Yeah,
it wasn't the V ones. It was the
Nah, that was that burnt orange looking.
Brown and
Yeah.
well, no,
Yeah.
I thought no, they had the black with the crest, and then on the road they had the white with the crest, and then the yellow and the black arms. It wasn't the big V one, but I
Okay.
can just remember Bure playing there and just going up and down the ice.
Dan hated that uniform.
Oh, the V one, oh, that thing is ugly. that's right up there with some of the ugly uniforms, like the Gordon Fishman sticks
Ooh,
for the Islanders.
Mhm.
Gordon Fisherman. Yeah.
And surprisingly, on
That was
another
an ugly
note,
uniform.
the Bruins fired their coach here recently, Bruce Cassidy. So he's out as the Bruins coach. So we'll just have to see who they bring in to Boston
Mm.
and where he ends up.
well,
and like
the-
same with Woodcroft. With the Oilers, their season's done. He was the interim coach. See if I don't see why not bring him back for the job he did for dealing with injuries and what they had. I mean, I think he's a really good coach. But Trout got fired, so there's gonna every year you're gonna have at least 6 or 8 of them that end up getting let go, and the carousel begins.
Mhm.
You'll see some new faces come up. Somebody was an assistant for somebody else. But we'll
hey,
see.
baseball already started. They ain't but 30, 40 games in, so not even 30 games. So-
That's mind-boggling to me when they play 162.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I am not sure, Dan. I'm with you on that one. So
But Dan, in about 15 minutes here, or I believe in about 15 minutes here. As far as who you got tonight.
I want to say Rangers.
Okay.
Just how well they've been playing at home.
Mhm.
But it would not shock me if
Tampa gets one.
Tampa comes into town
That's fair.
and sneaks out the building with a dub.
Hey, they're the world champion. So again, we've been talking about that. Put some respect on their name. So
Yeah, they're going to be a really tough out.
surprise me. But
Yeah.
me being the Ranger fan that I am, I'm gonna
I mean,
say they're gonna win
see what's
tonight.
on my head.
Yeah, I'm
So,
gonna say they win tonight. They're at home. They've
So
been playing good at
I'm
home.
gonna roll with you until they're golfing.
Yes, sir.
Whether that's after the cup or
after next
four,
week,
4 or 5 days from now.
Got you. Hey, Dan, appreciate it. Hey, we're gonna transition a little bit, and Dan, of course, as he does all the time, he's hanging out with us all the time. Anyway, we got Mike Millie in the building. What's going on, Mike Millie? How you feeling? Oh, you muted.
$5.
My G,
Listen,
five.
Y'all can't tax me on my
yes, we
rules.
are.
My rule. I made it. I mean,
Yeah, well, we adopted it. So let's go. What's
I'm
good?
chilling. I'm chilling. I mean, I didn't get the hat memo. I'm glad I just threw one on at the last second. So
Oh man, the hats is good, man. We welcome all the hats, man. We see you got the old school. You rolling with it. That's what's up. That's what's up. Hey, NBA Finals. What's your thoughts? I'm gonna start off with you, man. Hey, your boys.
don't start with me.
Yeah, I gotta start with you, man, because most of us have checked out. So as you see, we have a poll. I started.
Did you
to
see what
a
I
poll.
voted on the poll?
That's why I added the third option, because I figured that's a lot of
I'm definitely option number 3.
option number
And
3.
I can't tell y'all what that is because we'll lose our sponsorship. I lose
Yeah,
that for
yeah,
DA.
yeah,
DA will
yeah.
tell y'all later.
Let's just say it's a blackout. It was the blackout option.
It's the blackout option. Fade to
Mhm.
black. Yes,
Mhm,
sir.
mhm, mhm.
But hey, 116, 100, Boston wins. There's a couple of things here. I have a problem with Draymond Green, of course. I have a problem with that. Golden State just seems like they don't they can't shoot all of a sudden. I mean, you can see what it is. Steph had 31 points, if I'm not mistaken.
Mm-hmm.
Clay had 25.
Mm-hmm.
Draymond Green had 2 points.
That doesn't shock me though.
Doesn't shock me.
It used
However,
to, not anymore. Now it's like,
yeah, my thing is for a guy who talks so much.
That's his game though, man.
Okay, that's your game, but you talk a lot.
That's what
And
he
then-
do. He ain't got nothing else.
Yeah, I know. And that's why you should shut up. That's exactly why you should not be doing all that talking.
Kevin
Yeah.
Durant killed
That's all he
Draymond
got,
Green.
man.
That's
You know what I'm
happened.
saying? So, you know, when you talk all this stuff and then you talk about how people are not qualified to talk, and now you just give us full, you give everybody full ammunition to go
Well,
in hard.
I heard
But,
something.
you know,
I heard something today, yo. It's
Go
just y'all ain't got to agree with it.
That's
But
cool.
this is what, and I was kind of where you was at till I heard it, and I'm gonna give this one to Marcellus Wiley because he said it makes a lot of sense. He said, "Yo,"
oh, I heard it. That
he said that's his only superpower.
that's his only superpower.
That's
Stop
all
it.
he
You're
got.
not gonna do that.
No. Listen, Mike.
Stop
No,
it.
listen to what he's saying.
hold on,
Mike.
Mike Billy.
Mike, listen to what he's saying. The only superpower he got is talking mess and getting on your nerves. He was never the highest jumper. He was never the quickest dude. He was never the best scorer. All he can do is that. And as you get older, it accentuates itself because you really can't do the other stuff. At least when Rodman was young, he could at least run up and down the court. By the time he got old, he was actually tripping Karl Malone up the court so Karl wouldn't run up the court. You know, you got to use what you got to get where you want. Listen, I never thought Draymond Green he's not a Hall of Fame defender.
Oh, these people are trying to put him in there, but go ahead.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm not
We just
I'm
throwing
not
people
worried
under the
about
bus, huh?
No, I'm not.
I forgot D-Dubs on driving the bus.
I'm
I'm
not-
not Express. We just hitting people right off the road.
Limited
Peace.
style, my G. Limited style.
No,
Yes, go
I
ahead.
don't have no. Listen, people vote in I don't have a vote, so I can't say what you want.
We glad.
He's a professional basketball player, so I'm always going to have respect for you being a pro. But the reality is, to me, they weren't a great team all year. So that's why I'm not shocked. When people, I'm like, yo, they weren't a great team all year. They were up and down, up and down, up and down, where there was a clear race that, though they're out of it, Phoenix was the best, and the Grizzlies came from nowhere, and was better than the Warriors. The Mavericks was right behind them. And you're looking like, then when you start thinking about those teams I just mentioned, you're like, yeah, that's not super duper.
Well, Boston wasn't that either, but go ahead.
Second half of the season, though,
They
their
turned it
numbers-
around. Yes,
Yeah,
correct.
they
Correct.
turned it around.
Correct.
Right. So everybody in the West, essentially in the top 4 spots, hung on for the second half of the year because the rest of them were just that bad. They just stayed in their places because no one else could catch them.
Mhm.
But the reality to me is, I never, you had Poole coming in. I was never one on the Adrian Peterson thing with your man Clay. It's gonna take him another year before his knee is right. Everybody thinks the first year back you're supposed to be right, and you're not. In no sport, the first year after ACL are you back right.
I give
He
you
had
that.
2
I
in a
agree
row.
with that. Mhm.
So he's not ready.
And Achilles. Don't forget he tore his
Yeah.
Achilles.
And
Yeah.
his Achilles, so he's not ready,
They can
know,
say what they want to say. Yes,
they write him off
I
if
knew
you
that.
want.
That yes, he's hurt.
right?
I mean,
So
he's not the same.
Jordan Poole, before this year, if you wasn't a Michigan fan, you was not talking about Jordan Poole. So everybody missed me with this superstar stuff.
Nah, he's gonna get paid a lot of money for nothing.
Oh no, he is. He
We'll
is.
see.
I'm not mad, but what I'm saying is, he wasn't that dude coming into this year. All right, now he can play, Mike. He can play.
I ain't talking about Jordan Poole. We're gonna go back to this Draymond Green slander.
Now,
it.
now Draymond,
Stop it.
I like Draymond. I like him a
Draymond's an
lot.
elite defender. Draymond, he's
In
not an
this
elite
league-
defender.
yes, in this league right now, he is. Yes, sir.
Draymond is a playmaker. He's a
Yes,
facilitator.
yes, he is.
He brought the ball up in college. He can bring the ball up in the league. Stop
Yes,
it.
he's. My thing
Stop
is that he's
acting
not
like-
doing it now.
It's Kevin Durant fault.
Oh, okay. I don't know.
Here we go.
Kev, it's on you, B.
Yeah.
Wherever you're at, whatever
Yep.
beach you're
It's
with
his
the
fault.
ties,
It's his fault.
wherever you're at. So, oh no, he is for sure a facilitator. They used to run the offense through him, but it seems to me like now Boston, and everyone said it, they're more athletic. They got two bona fide, I'm not gonna say bona fide, two emerging superstars. Smart's defensive player of the year.
Steph or Clay cannot handle either one of these two guys.
Well, not yet. No.
Because Clay's not healthy. If Clay was healthy, that shit would get boxed up.
Well, it would be different, but that
because
kid.
We all know Jaylen Brown can't dribble, and Marcus Smart give the ball away.
Yes,
but
none of them have great handles on Boston.
But Marcus Smart,
Marcus
Smart scored 24 points, and somebody needs to address that. That
anomaly.
Mike,
an anomaly.
Okay.
I did an anomaly.
Okay.
That's it. It won't happen again.
No, it's not supposed.
24 in game 3, and I believe game 1.
If it took Marcus Smart 20 points for y'all to beat me, I could live with that because you're not getting 20 points from Marcus Smart every night. It's not happening.
I just think that the problem that they're having, I think, is kind of a math problem, in my opinion, and I'll shut up. There's a time when Steph Curry being a liability on defense didn't matter because he's putting 40, 50 points. He's not putting in 40, 50. He's still a liability. You know what I'm saying? But that 6 points that Pritchard gets and that 18 point that White get that's 24 points that you never used to get against them. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So I think mathematically, if he still was giving you 50, then yeah, it offsets that. But he's not. He's giving you 30. You know what I'm saying? But you got to offset because, Pritchard scored 8 points and White scored 16 points and picked up 4 fouls on your guys. So it hurts in that respect that he's not, and I'm not saying a great defender, that he's not stopping anyone. So, but hey, I'm done. It's a good. I'm not mad at the series.
Okay. E.
Man, you could have passed me, man.
That's why I did it.
I'm gonna just say this, man. I touched on it a little bit before the air. I'm gonna say it again, right? And to piggyback off of what DA just said, Steph has always been a liability on defense, right? And not only did he would offset it with 40, 50 or whatever. You also had team defense behind him. You had the Draymond, you had the Clay, you had the Iguodala, you had the Livingston here and there. You had these guys that not only were they good on offense, but they was good on defense as well. They don't have that. Either these guys are old or they don't have that that rotation that they once had. Okay. Poole is a good player. He's a good offensive player. He's not stopping anyone either. Clay is still rebounding, as you all said already. Granted. Draymond, Mike, I hate to say it. I don't know if he's injured. I'm not going to speculate. He looks like a shell of himself on defense. And you yelling and pushing and shoving and tackling does not make you a great defender in this league here. I'm not
tackling. Yes,
go ahead. In the 90s.
Oh yeah. Well, these are sure enough not the 90s. But anyway, I'm not
even going to talk because the man said he don't want to talk about the 90s and the 80s because y'all wasn't doing nothing.
Y'all was cheering when Anthony Mason did it. I don't want to hear that.
Well, that's a whole
5 points, $5, DA.
That's a whole nother situation.
Say something else, $10.
That's a whole nother situation. But anyway, and Draymond would probably be taken out of his game back then too, so it wouldn't have mattered. Anyway,
that's a fact. Whole fact. Go ahead.
Because if Dennis Rodman would have got a hold of him, you probably wouldn't even know who Draymond Green is right now. Anyway. Enough Draymond Green slander. We're not here for that. All I'm gonna say shout out to. I don't want to tear that man name up Ime, how's he pronounced his first name?
Yes.
Yes. He has done a phenomenal job when
Put some
the
respect on his
matchup
name.
with him, with Boston and Miami. I picked Miami solely off of the fact that I thought Spoelstra would outcoach him. Same thing here. I thought at the very least, they had Steve Kerr, who was pretty good. Not saying he was a great coach by any stretch of the imagination, but he was pretty good with the talent that he had and their rotations in and out, offensively, defensively. Boston is out playing Golden State. They are out coaching Golden State. And if Golden State does not make a miraculous comeback, which at this point, I doubt, you're going to see Boston and Jason Tatum and them boys holding up yet another NBA title. And that's all I got. And one other thing too, I don't know if anybody noticed, but don't see a whole lot of Steph Curry going to the free throw line. He would at least get an easy 6, 8, 10 points from the free throw line. And when he gets there, he misses at least 1 or 2 of them. That's something that we haven't seen before. So just wanted to point that out there.
Yeah, Steph Curry he only got to the free throw line 1 time last night.
Yeah, you know where he was at.
Turned over the ball 3 times, 4 personal fouls, 6 of 11 from downtown. I mean, 31 points, 4 boards, 2 assists. That was his stat line last night. So, hey, Dan, you got anything in regards to the NBA Finals here last night, Game 3?
I was going to, kind of touch on what he and DA said. Like, to me, just like going through the highlight that I saw, like the shortened version of the game, it seemed like that Boston was more aggressive and off on the offensive side of the ball and getting Golden State to break down and then just totally leave people wide open. And Curry could not guard Tatum or Brown or whoever's out there. Like, oh, he's out here. You can see they get the switch. Everybody backs off, and it's like going to the hole. And it just seems to me that like he was saying, like they still have those guys, but they're not what they used to be. Where if one guy got burnt, somebody could help them. They're just not as quick as they used to be.
It's caught up to him.
I mean, it is what it is. The older you get,
I mean, things happen. Everybody's not going to be LeBron. Everybody's not going to be those guys. Take care of the body and able to play for a long time. So sometimes it does. Injuries have a tendency to catch people off guard and catch your body off guard and things of that nature.
If they can't figure that defense, how to play defense against the 5 that are on the court for Celtics, it's going to be a wrap. Cause you got to give it at least a half-ass effort.
What I want to know, why Jonathan Kuminga wasn't on the floor, why he didn't get no burn last night. That's something that Steve Kerr.
That would fall in the department of coaching.
Yes, Steve. Exactly. Steve Kerr. Steve Kerr. I think he needs to answer for what's going on. Why did he's a young player, stud, and why he didn't get no burn? Because let me tell you something about Draymond. Draymond. I mean, yes, we know what he is, but he is an offensive liability. I said that earlier today. I said this guy, he had open shots. He's scared to death to take them. He don't want to take them. And he had lanes to the basket and refused to dribble drive to the basket. Easy stuff.
The reality is, I don't think he believes, because if we do the psychological thing, right?
Oh, so I was just about to say, is this a mental health thing?
Yeah, no, it's a mental health thing. So we do the psychological thing where he knows that he's slower, right? He can't beat nobody to the cup, and Robert Williams is there if he does, Beast right? So yes. Right, so you can't beat anybody to the cup.
So you think he knows that?
Yes, he knows that. The top of the key 3 that he used to shoot is not going down, right? Because that was the one that used to open up the offense for them, believe it or not. That goes back to when my man
that would keep
was on the team.
They would keep them honest. They'd keep the teams honest. So you had to
did that with Harrison Barnes was on the team. He used to shoot that shot. So and he can't get to the basket, and he can't run people over because though he is quote unquote towing that line with the technicals that they talk about, it's also a problem if he runs people over. Right? Those are also fouls. He also has to sit down. So he can't afford the fouls, because he's going to get them honestly. He can't get them dishonestly because he's going to get them honestly. So I just think that, maybe it's like we watch boxing, D, and you can tell when the dude's getting older, fight's different.
And this is what I'm just about to say. And honestly speaking, DA, I see that Golden State might be taking this L.
They fighting different.
Yeah, the fight is a different type of fight.
Yeah, because they, like Floyd, right? My hands are messed up now.
Yeah,
I can't just bang, bang, bang. Yeah. I got broken fingers, so I got to roll my shoulder. Yeah. I got to do that because there's no way I can knock you out because my hands hurt when I walk in the door.
And that's exactly what it looks like is happening to Golden State. Even though I picked them to win, but it looks like it's a different fight, and they don't have the same skills or the same offense like they used to have. I don't know, but
Golden State is now in the southpaw stance, protecting that messed up left hand because he can't jab no more.
Facts.
That's what it looked like.
Hey, come on over here to podcast land. Full time,
Draymond.
Dudes. Come on over here.
Come on over here. Have a seat.
In podcast land with the old ex whatevers.
Hey,
right?
Hey guys, quick question though. Do you? I've been reading today a whole lot of stuff. The Boston fans are now all of a sudden Golden State seems to have a problem with the fans chanting. It was the
whatever.
F you, Draymond, and then Draymond cool. has taken the fans is classy. I don't know how far that went. I just know there was an article about him and the Golden State Warriors having a problem with the fans of Boston. I don't have no problem with the fans of Boston. That's what fans do. They didn't put no hands on nobody, and they didn't throw no batteries at nobody. If they was just chanting, y'all have deal with the chant. Okay, stop making it a big deal and start addressing your game. Your game is what's the problem, not the chants from Boston crowd.
I think the problem is dudes bring their kids to the game, and that's stupid. That's to me is that's like
why not? It's supposed to be family fun. It's the NBA, right?
Yes, it's supposed to be, but we know it's not. Right. So
and look where they at. So you know what they probably actually yelling and what they can't say that they yelling.
You got your 3-year-old son and they fuck that. Are you saying fuck my daddy? You can't fuck my daddy.
That's not what they're saying.
So
we're not gonna pretend.
I'm just saying that
like we don't know
in any arena. Like what I'm saying in any arena is that the biggest problem that, and I'm gonna let you go, Mike, because you got a nuanced take on it because you're younger than me. So in my day, yeah, we did a lot of shit and we said a lot of shit. Right? And sorry, Mrs. Warren, my bad. But yeah. But as a parent of athletes that went pretty far, I can see where everybody has a right to say what they need to say, but I can also see where I'm ready to punch you in your fucking mouth. So I'm going to keep it straight 100 with you. Like, and D, know my wife, I told people in Cocoa Beach, Florida, it was about to be on like Donkey Kong, 11 and under AAU championships because some lady screamed out something at my son. And it was about to be on like Donkey Kong in Cocoa Beach. Like, I had to run to get her because it was going to be a problem. So, if you got your family there, my thing is put your family up in the booths or whatever the heck the rooms or whatever they are.
Sweet
box. They got press box. You have to pay a little bit more money, but
I'm sure it's not.
If it's that important for your family to be there,
yes,
I think you want to protect them. So go ahead, D. I'm sorry.
You got it. You said it all for me. So that was my point when these guys say that.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, yo, don't. And I know it's messed up. right? Because you can't bring your family. But yo, don't bring them, man.
My thing is too. I would. This is the only. I would just say this: if you have a problem with the fans screaming that, then you should have a problem with your fellow players screaming what the fuck they be screaming on the court. Because it's not too much difference. What is the difference?
Mm-hmm.
And y'all loud, some of the time you mic'd up or you near a referee who's mic'd up and this and that, the third. You don't think about what's being said then?
No, I'm with you. I'm with you.
So come on now. We're not gonna play this game, B. You know what I'm saying? We're not gonna do that. We're not gonna do that. The fans don't get nothing as it is in most places. And now you want to take that away? Nah, we not. No. Nah.
And now we got Mike Mills, Draymond Green's lawyer.
Go ahead.
No. I'm not even defending Draymond Green. No. I'm gonna put my activist hat on real quick. Okay. Now we know what city and state they are playing these games in. Boston, Massachusetts. And now a player from their own locker room stated on the environment of what goes on in Boston. And I know I call him crazy Kyrie, but the man has a point. Those fans in Boston are ridiculous.
It's harsh up there. It's harsh.
And they say things that nobody should say, especially not in a public place around women, children, man, anybody. So if they're commenting on what the fans are saying, they probably not commenting on everything that they actually
of course.
Because you know how they get in Boston. So that's my only defense of that. I could understand the complaints about the fans in Boston. So just like New York. New York is a different environment. New York could love you and turn their back on you. They'll throw a rock at the center as quick as they throw one at the other team. So
true. But with that being said, that just piggybacks to what we just said. Then you make sure you standing tall at the ATM. Go ahead and put some of that ATM money aside. Put your wife and kids in that box or tell them to stay home. They don't live there anyway. So why are they there?
Listen, if I'm on the court, don't you call me when I know what they called them people. So that's all I'm saying. You got to get better control of the fans.
That was the case last night. The last night was FU Draymond. Yeah, that was it.
It was more than that.
And then possibly, but from what I heard on the TV, where you could hear it coming through the TV, was FU Draymond. That was in unison.
And that was what we're just commenting on what was said by Mr. Klay Thompson, who said that's what he was speaking on at the post game conference. We're not talking about everything.
I'm not talking about anything else.
We know. Come on, we know. However, we just speaking on what was said and not what was assumed.
They listen. They left a bag of shit on Bill Russell's doorstep when he was winning them 13 goddamn championships.
Yeah, facts.
So dickheads are dickheads. That's
all right. As long as that's in the air, I'm good on it. Y'all good?
Oh no, we know that. I mean,
I needed the people at home to understand. Just because it's a lot of things we understand that they don't understand. So I need the people at home to get a little insight into the door.
True.
Without a doubt. Appreciate it, guys. Hey, man. So the series is now 2-1. Game 3 is tomorrow. Tomorrow night. Game 4. Excuse me. Game 4 tomorrow night in Boston, and let's see. Boston's going to see if they can try to get this next game and try to take it back to Golden State and wrap it up.
Are they playing Friday?
Yeah.
They didn't have a week off.
No,
they didn't have a week off.
I thought they was going to start playing Sunday. I thought because they need so much rest and time off.
Damn, they're not playing until next week Thursday.
Next week,
July 1st.
Yes,
I mean, the NBA has it bad with just dragging out this game. Dragging out these games. Man. I mean, my God.
Are you talking about the NBA game? Yeah, why are they putting 3 games in between games? Like,
money, man.
It's the money.
Money? What money? Ain't nobody 3 games in between.
It's go ahead, Dan.
I was gonna say the money. Like I just happened to watch it on YouTube, and I sat there and I was like, I know the two in the corner towards the baseline and the benches or whatever. That's like a holographic ad. But at one time I counted, I think 8 or 10 YouTube TV ads.
Yes.
it's in the finals thing. It's on both the hoops, the pads. They had it on where the scorer's table is. And then they had the 2 on the thing. I'm like, hell, this is like European hockey. They got ads all over the damn place.
It's presented to you by YouTube Live.
Ulu got lots.
Ulu got.
I mean, I was waiting to see it on everybody's jersey.
Yeah, well, it's going to be soon.
Yeah, it's coming. It's coming.
I hate that they put patches on the jersey.
They got.
I'm with you, Mike. I hate that too.
Well, they're just. I don't hate it because, and I'm not going to go down this rabbit hole because it's a political one. It just shows you that these athletes are bought and sold, man. They're bought and paid for. That's all. They just pow.
Well, I will say that I think this or last year was the first year they used to have their team nicknames on their helmets. Like the Rangers had NYR.
Yeah.
And the Penguins had like pens. Now they all got whoever the main sponsor of the team is, like I'm trying to even see
Staples.
Benjamin
Meta.
Moore. Benjamin Moore is this
Benjamin Moore. Yep.
And I've started noticing even in the NBA where not only do you have the team name, you got some bullshit company name. And then like I could just remember watching like the European hockey leagues, like 5-10 years ago. And it was just like a walking billboard. They had patches all over the damn place. And I get it. Like with hockey, it's not a top 4 sport. It's 4th out of that. And depending on where you're looking for your news, it might be 5 or 6 on whatever media outlet. So for them not to have people in the stands for the year and a half, 2 years, a lot of the teams were struggling. And that was a way to get more revenue for the team to circumvent what they were losing, and with the butts in the seat. Because like in Canada, even when the US had limited seating, they had none.
Yeah.
So, and when they did the finals or the playoffs, I believe that was all in Canada. And the first year that Tampa won, and there were janitors and the freaking concessions people or whoever had it, they still had in the building. Those are the only people that watched the game live. So, I can kind of get that, but I just don't want to get to the point where the shit's all over the place.
Well, because that hockey rink, there's look like 12,000 ads. Pepsi,
hey, that's great. Put it on the boards.
Yeah, well, they will. They're going to try to find a way to put it on the board, on the glass. As long as they can make it transparent, and so, they're going to try everything.
So let me ask you this: what is missing from the playoff rinks? This whole entire playoffs.
What's missing?
What's not on the ice?
Oh, yeah, ads.
Well, no,
what you call them?
No,
there's a few ads.
Emblems.
There's a bunch of bullshit ads, but when it came playoff hockey time, right inside the blue line in the middle,
the playoffs,
it would say Stanley Cup playoffs 2022.
Yeah,
and that was a tradition forever. Well, now they don't do that, so they can holograph the crap in right there.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
yeah. Oh, what's that? What's the Morant on the yacht? Who got sports? He throws sports. And he's sitting on the couch, just clicking the clicker down the road. And fashion show. I love that.
Don't be mad at us, because if you would like us to pay us to say that, we shall all say that in unison. So if you're looking, we're here. If I may, D, I'm hijack for a second, man.
Go ahead.
Because Dan actually is perfect segue to the most important worldwide sporting event that is happening. And it is not the NBA. It's not the NHL. It's not the MLB. It is the UEFA Football Nations Championship. Yeah. All right. So, which right now, quick explanation of what UEFA is. It's the soccer federation, not league, federation. And there is a distinction that folks really need to make. It's not a league. It's a distinction that people need to think about when thinking about how what you guys were just talking about with sports, what they're doing in America now is just grabbing from the European model, financial model. Because one, those dudes get paid far more money than anybody in this country. Guaranteed. A year. Like, there's dudes you don't even know their name make you 30 million. Easy. Because remember, a euro is $1.50. So just know when you hear those numbers, that's what that is. So the distinction is this, right? So we always had the UEFA teams where you had the Champions League, which is such a great idea, where the champions or the first two-place champions out of all the European leagues would come in, they'd be put in the pools, and they would play for the championship for the teams. Right now, it's nations. So right now, they're just, these, and this is relatively new. I think last year before, it started because what they wanted to stop was all those friendlies, quote unquote friendlies, that they would have during the season that would take players away from their club teams to do the friendlies for no reason. So what they're doing is they're having this tournament where you're going to have teams going into different pools. Pool A is the only one that matters because those are the best teams, the best countries, right? And that comes from based on what you did in last year's tournament, right? But the cool thing about it is this is how they're going to seed for the World Cup. And this is why you have the African Cup, same thing. And this is why they have, I think it's Mask, I don't know what the American thing is, but where it's America, Canada, and South American teams, and they play, and whoever comes out of there, and that's how they'll bubble them up to be qualifying teams for the World Cup. So what they did was they kind of struck down two birds with one stone, and the cool thing is you can still relegate teams. So if a country hasn't done well in 2 years, they'll move that country down to B, and they got to play their way back up, So it's the same way they would do with the UEFA Team Challenge. So you got, if Chelsea and Manchester won in England, and then Arsenal and this one won here, and these guys won and this one, and they would bring all those teams in. But if you weren't winning for years, they just move you down. So at this point in time, it's almost a foregone right now. It's not all that way in right now. I mean, we kind of know who from Europe is going to the world, to the FIFA. I think it's the usual suspects: Spain, Portugal. Everybody wanted Ukraine because it was a good story, but they weren't that good. They got beat by Wales. And I think Wales has like 5 guys on the team. Wales is real small. So they lost to them. Italy is actually not good right now, which is weird because they've always been good. And it's been real exciting, man. Real exciting games. And it's funny, guys go hard for their countries, harder than they even do for their teams. So France has to kind of get back into gear. But again, the way they do it is they do it all at once. So different teams aren't losing players at different points, from their club schedule. Everybody's here that's going to play now. And when this is over, they'll all go back to playing for their teams, wherever they're at, rather than, we're going to take, Mike and D, out of, they play for this team and they're from France. We need them for the national, but the team that's paying you is like, nah, dog, we're here in Poland. We're about to win this thing. We can't let them go, So, and even still, the beauty, the last part, I'll get off my soapbox on it. The last part is that even with this tournament happening, with dudes like Ronaldo and Messi being there, there's still stars that are not there. So when it get down for real, the beautiful game will be the beautiful game. I'm out. Football. Gold. Thank you, and good night.
Okay. Appreciate that, DA. Giving us that little spill on the soccer, the football overseas.
Yeah, man. Listen, man, I've got so many people mad about that topic, man.
Shoot. Soccer, the only place logos belong on the jerseys. Let's keep it that way.
Well, like I said, it's because of the financial model and the ability to pay.
See, the thing is though, it fits. You know what I mean? Like it don't look out of place. They made it so it fits.
Because
the NBA is like, hey, put this here because we need some money. Like it looked bad. It don't.
Yeah. Well,
the only one who logo fit. Remember when Boston had the General Electric, the GE? Yeah. It fit. It was like, oh, like it looked like it could have been a patch on the jersey. Yeah, the rest of that, it looked clunky. It looked garbage.
I got you. No, I agree with you. I just know that it's done because the financial model is such that you need that much money because they're like baseball teams. They got minor league teams, and the minor league teams all have their own stadiums. Well,
the NBA need to learn that infrastructure.
The NBA just need to learn to stop overpaying some of these garbage ass dudes that they got on their teams.
It's inflation.
I said it.
We all need a raise.
Well, guys, since DA has got us into football, we're going to talk a little bit about American football real quick. We're not going to go hard because we already know certain things. We might have to revisit some of these things next week. But Cooper Kupp, Aaron Donaldson got paid.
They deserved it.
They deserved it.
Both of them definitely deserved it. There was a time where they didn't even think that Donaldson was going to come back to play. Real quick, anything on those two? Anybody?
It's going to be, I'll just say it's going to be interesting to see moving forward. I'm not mad at either one of them dudes getting their paper. I'm just trying to see where the Rams is going to get more money to get extra guys during the season and for years to come afterwards. Because that's you locking up a receiver and a defensive player. Again, I'm not mad. But you still got Matthew Stafford.
He just got his, but
yeah, but he still got 2 years left on his deal.
Yeah.
So this is just
Odell's only playing for $1 million a year. And they'll bring him back if he's not hurt. So I think they're not horrible.
Yeah.
Are they in the best position? I don't think so, but they're not horrible.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. What you gonna say, Dan?
Yeah. So it's funny that we're talking about this because they got Stafford, Donaldson, Kupp was the receiver that they picked up. I think it was Chicago.
Yeah,
Allen Robinson.
Allen Robinson. And
I forgot about him.
There's one more on the list.
Bye Odell.
But like, I didn't think much of it. But like I said, shout out to Pat McAfee show, this podcast. I watch that every now and then when I got some downtime, and it kind of just fit that we're talking about this because I watched it earlier. But he had, I think it was the Green Bay Packers old cap guy.
Okay.
And because if you look at like the years and the money, like what's the NFL salary cap? 100 mil?
Yeah.
It's a little over that. It's like
somewhere in that neighborhood.
Rams don't have a salary cap.
Well, we're getting to that. So you Stafford got 60 million, right?
Yeah, something.
Donaldson got 99.
Yeah.
Kupp got 75.
Yeah.
So that was 3 years. That's what, 25 mil a year. But cash over cap was the term that they used. And I really didn't understand. I wasn't real good with economics when I was in school, but basically the gist that I got from it, if you want to check it out, you can find it on YouTube, him talking about it. But they talk about the owners that have all the money, like cash in hand.
Right.
The Rams owner, Jerry Jones. I'm trying to think who the other one was. But if you have the money, you can circumvent. It's a loophole because it's like, is the cap real?
No.
Well, yes and no. It's real for the teams that don't have the money.
Yep.
And it's not for the teams that have cash in hand. So what they
it's credit.
So no. So Stafford salary was 1.5 million.
Mm-hmm.
He got a 60 million cash
signing bonus.
Signing bonus.
Yeah.
So these teams that have the physical cash, so like Cup's going to get a huge amount of that money in cash. And the only time it really going to backfire in these teams' faces is they don't get to the dead years of the contract. Like they can't play anymore. They got to get rid of them because they're not good or whatever reason. And it was funny is because the dude's like, even with all these people they just signed, they actually got cap relief to sign Odell Beckham.
Yeah.
Because they're going to give him $1 million a year salary, but they'll probably give him 10 to 15 signing bonus or whatever, give him cash in hand.
Yeah.
So it's just funny that it got brought up because it was like, I watched this and I'm like, man, this is really, this is way out there. And I'm like, because they asked him, they said, because AJ Hawk's one of the guys on there too, played for Green Bay. And he was like, yeah, they said, hey, can we do this? And the guy's like, we can do whatever you want. Just know there's going to be consequences down the road.
Right.
Because they're not they're stockholder team.
Yeah.
They don't have the cash flow like that. So a lot of these teams, that don't have the big market won't be able to put that cash and sign players for low salaries and be able to defer the cash portion so that's not hitting the salary cap, which, do they fix that loophole or because the owners that got the money are like, hell no. It's going to take the little guys, enough of them to be able to say, hey, no, we got to put a cap on this.
Yeah. Well, go. I'm sorry, Dan.
No, I was just gonna say, like it was a good watch, and I think they did another one on the same thing with the other one that's signed. But yeah, it's just amazing. Like you think but you don't.
Yeah, there's a whole lot of stuff behind the scenes, and you have to be really math whiz to understand that cap, and what you can do. I guess it's pretty much what you can and can't do. And knowing what you can and can't do, but that's going to be another time. We're going to delve into it. I've been told by a guy, the main man that's absent today. I was going to get into the Deshaun Watson, but I'm not going to touch it tonight, and I'm going to leave it for
the decision
the next week.
We still got our Cajun peppers. We lost lemon peppers a few weeks ago, but Cajun peppers still on board. So
Deshaun Watson, it's just been told that he booked 66 massage therapists in 17 months.
No.
But I won't talk about that. We're gonna move right along. MLB. Anybody got anything? We got two managers fired this week. I think it's this week. Well,
Madden
was fired this week, and
and what's his name was fired last week.
Yeah.
I can't think of this dude's name.
Girardi was fired.
Girardi from Philadelphia.
Girardi's fired. What, Friday, something like that?
Yeah,
Saturday.
Which was kind of shocked me, but I was like, wow.
Oh, Girardi or Madden shocked you? Which one?
Pretty much Girardi. I was kind of shocked with Joe. I didn't think he was going to get, ousted like that.
His record is, if you look at the total record,
atrocious.
Yeah, it ain't good. It ain't good. And I personally think Mike Trout just wants out, though. I think he's trying. This is his protest, man. He's like, yo, I'm hurt. You ain't hurt, Mike? Yeah, I'm hurt.
Yeah.
And then you saw how the Angels was the beginning of the season. Now look at him.
Yeah, he's still listening, man.
With Shotani and the expectations that was put on them primarily by themselves, I understand why he got fired. I mean, what they lost, like 10, 11 in a row, something like that?
14 at this point.
Yeah. I mean, somebody got to go. Somebody got to pay the consequences for that.
Yeah, I mean, I guess they're doing it early, so they don't have to they get it all out the way. But that was on as far as MLB, the biggest news for them this week. And we'll, like I said, we're running short for time, and we're going to delve back into it. Pretty much, the Mets have cooled off. Yankees have cooled off, and I think they are losing now
As we speak.
As we speak. So
we 17 games over 500. We ain't never gonna cool off.
well,
we
you
can
know,
stop
I
right
mean,
here.
as far as y'all lost your series against the Padres, and so you know.
I mean, look who the Padres and the Dodgers. Anybody go out west, they're gonna get beat up a couple times out there. That's just what happens.
Yeah, that's the only team we can beat.
It's the nature of the beast.
Oh, absolutely. I mean,
well, y'all a special case, so yeah, that's.
I don't know how we do it, but best roster in baseball, and we go out and sweep them. We can't beat Cincinnati.
Yeah, well, I mean, shout out to the Pirates, man. They 24. They got their weight up 24-30. I mean, they closing in on the 500.
They're only 6.5 back. Anything can happen.
We only need 39 more wins to have 100 losing or 100 losses this year.
Hey, listen, they lost to Cincinnati, and Cincinnati didn't even want to be there. So you know that's the hard part.
Didn't Cincinnati have a no-hitter and still lose?
Yep. Yeah. But Cincinnati's got 20 wins now.
Yeah. No, they got players.
They've been playing better.
They definitely.
They're still terrible, but they've been playing better.
Yeah, I mean, at least they got 20 wins because it was looking real
17-ish.
Yeah. If that, you know what I'm saying? They 20-37, so you know.
It's about dignity at this point. Like, look, I know we ain't gonna win too many, but
my God,
we gotta get it where we can.
Yes.
They gotta have at least 15 or 20 still against us. So there's hope.
Yeah. Well, that's the weird thing. So they fire these guys. They fire guys on good teams that lose, but if you're a bad manager, like you're in a good job for a while, you're like, hey, look, my team sucks. There are no expectations. You know, we win 50 games, 30 games. Yeah, I'm here. You know,
unlike the NFL, you overachieve and get thrown out.
Yeah.
But and what we looking at in the American League, we got the Yankees with the best record in the league. The entire league,
40 wins,
16.
baby.
Shout out to them. Even though I hate them.
They lost yesterday to the Twins and losing now as we speak. But
you can congratulate your enemy.
You know,
shout out to them.
Devil Rays and the Blue Jays are. You know, it's a little.
It's just you know me. I always like, Dak, man. You were stinking it up last year, man, and now look at you, Aaron. You're better yourself, huh?
Trade him now.
They're not.
We give Dominic Smith for him.
No. He's worth more money for the team if they go to a World Series and he just leaves afterwards. Like that's how much he's worth. Because that's how much Dan said it, man. For those teams in big markets, if you can fill that stadium for a World Series 7 games. Yeah, that's worth the $300-400 million because you're going to get it this year, right now. Right now, you'll get it this year if they go to the World Series. So that's where the money comes from. That's the rationale I would at least with the man tonight.
Yeah.
You know, Yankee Stadium where Frank costs $40, seats are $1,000 a piece. You know, listen, dude, if they got 7 games in the World Series, you're going to make $400 million in those 7 games. And I'm not even talking about the advertisers, really. I'm just talking about cash on hand in the kitty, you know, petty cash box.
Mm-hmm.
So they'll say, okay, yeah, we'll take it. And if dude says, I want to leave, okay.
Yeah.
We got the 400. Remember, owners are in the business of making money, not winning championships.
That's a whole fact.
We are constantly reminded of that.
That's a whole fact. Well, listen, guys, we got about a couple minutes before we get up out of here. Real quick, I got the box in front. Last weekend, Devin Haney defeated George Kambosos Jr. to win the WBA, IBF, WBO belts, improving to 28-0. It looked like it's going to be for Devin Haney, trying to see if Devin Haney and Gervonta Tank Davis fight can come out of this.
Yeah. We hope so.
For the boxing fans, we hope that might be something to look forward to in the future. Just wanted to touch on that real quick. next week, I believe we're gonna have Derwin on so he can speak on this LIV golf, because this has been a major thing with the golfers. Got about 15, 17 players suspended from the PGA Tour because they are, associated with this LIV golf, who is, they ran by the Saudis. And it seems like there's some type of issue there, and I have to dig a little bit deeper. But
the issue is the money.
Oh yeah, well,
that's it.
Isn't that always the case?
There is no other issue.
DA, say it again for the golf faithful out there.
It's just the money. No, they already said it. Like, it's not there's no rule that you're a PGA guy that you have to stay in the PGA. The PGA is not a
seems
league.
like they.
No, but it's not a league. You can play wherever you want to play.
Yeah.
Yep.
But if you're in this other thing, you can't play in the PGA.
Mm-hmm.
So they get that money, and they're paying them guaranteed money. So as we talked about with Derwin a few weeks ago, like, dude's like, listen, I can play hard and come in first and make this much, and then I don't have to play hard for 2-3 more tournaments. LIV is like, listen, Dan, we're gonna give you $3 million a tournament, every tournament, as long as you're there. And Dan's like, yeah, okay, yeah, I'll do that.
Yeah. Pay to wait, is that the pay to play?
Hey man, listen, if I don't sign the contract, my wife will. So that's what that's gonna be. So listen.
Hey man, I can't wait till next week. We can get our man Derwin to come in and speak on that and tell us a little bit about this LIV golf. The angry one. You got anything?
I just wanted to piggyback to the NBA real quick. I just wanted to get y'all thoughts.
Hold on. Go ahead.
Okay. So just wanted to get y'all thoughts. Adam Silver recently came out and spoke on the possibilities.
Stop. Next week. Nope.
The possibilities of.
He disappeared. How do you do that?
That's too big.
Shortening the season.
Hold on, DA. He's got to give us the tease, man. Go ahead. We ain't got much time, so we can't really delve into 5 minutes.
Thoughts says no. Next question.
Okay.
Well, how many games did they take off during the season?
Boom, boom. Oh, I'm sorry.
Eric, you want to hit him with that stat about how many players played this year?
Sure.
3. No,
there is a total of 5 players in the NBA that have played all 82 games.
Now, that's a little misleading because, right, everybody's not going to play. You got some dudes that don't play no games. Like Udonis Haslem didn't play any. On the team, not his fault, but he didn't play any. So you got guys that aren't going to play, but as of starters, that's of starters.
So starters, you got 30 teams, right? You got 5 starters per team. That's my math. That's 150 players.
Yeah, it's only 5 starters.
And I did not get a reference as to how many of those massive 5 were starters. So I know Kevin Looney, shout out to Kevin Looney. He started in 80 and came off the bench for the other 2.
Mm-hmm.
I was gonna say my question.
Go ahead, Dan.
I was gonna say is my question is, as a consumer that's putting out my hard money to bring the wife and the kids to a game. If they're gonna sit out games and not play them anyway, if they can't play 60 games,
got no league.
Why am I spending my money to go see the guy I want to go see play? And they're like, I think my knee hurts. Yeah, I'm gonna sit this game out.
And I think the worst thing about that, Dan, it's not like baseball. It's not like football, where there's at least a list. 2-3 games. No, not baseball. Baseball's earlier in the day, so it's going to get scratched. But football, you'll know 3-4. I think it's Friday. They tell you who's playing, who's not playing in football. So the problem with basketball is that you don't know LeBron's not playing till you get there. And you're like, whoa, what? Hey, but I live in Houston. I didn't come to see the Rockets. I came to see LeBron.
We almost made it without mentioning him.
Yeah, I'm sorry, but no, it's cool. I mean, and it's not in a bad way. It's I don't believe in 2-way players. I don't know how it got to be this, but You know, owners are paying dudes to do half the job. The owners are paying dudes to do half the jobs. They'll stop paying them. They'll stop doing it. I guarantee you that.
Or put a clause in, you got to play so many games.
Or have defensive numbers. Everybody loves stats. So you got to have these minimum defensive numbers to get a full salary. That's all. Statistically based upon how many minutes you played. That's just math.
There won't be no standing taller than ATM if they do that. I guarantee you that.
Well, that's just math. It's not that hard to do. You know, so if you only play 10 minutes, I expect 1 block. Right? But if you play 40 minutes, I expect 4. It's just multiplication.
That is it. Well, guys, we here at the partner shots. Guys, anything you got for us, DA?
Everybody have a great week, man. Take care. Oh yeah, shout out to my boy Dennis' son. Just picked up his offer from Alabama. Jay and Robinson, Cat from Mooresville. His father used to train my son, man. So that's a good look. And he's not the best athlete in the family. Both his sisters outdo him by far. So, and, you know, and they got a 3rd grader that looks like he's in college. So,
Jesus.
Big family, big family.
Jesus.
Big family. So.
Hey, Dan, the hockey man, yo, we appreciate you coming on and giving us the knowledge on the NHL. What you got for us?
No, man, it was good to see everybody again. Always a blast. Great show.
No doubt.
I think there's some good meat and potatoes to get into next week.
Yes.
Probably the week after is more of these signings come in from the NFL and these series and the NBA and the hockey and all that starts to come to an end. And then it's the dog days of summer and we're just stuck with baseball for a while.
Well, it'll be fine.
Yeah, get us through. But again, I'm so tired today. I had a good lunch with my daughter, so I was really pumped. But yeah,
cool deal.
Everybody just have a good weekend. Stay safe.
No doubt.
Yes, sir. Thank
you, Mike Millie.
Nothing major. 2 things. Everybody, first thing, find your peace, whether it be a person, place, or thing. Find your peace. Find your way to get yourself centered and aligned. Please find your peace. My second thing is challenge yourself to read something. Read anything. Read something once a day. Magazine, article, whatever. Learn a new word. And that's it.
Love it. Angry One, what's up?
Yo, what up, man? As always, fellas, it's been a blast. Great show. Host and moderator. We'll see you when you get back. Safe trip and all that good stuff. You know what I'm saying? Dan, as always, appreciate you with the hockey knowledge. I told you the Rangers would be a better matchup for Tampa. I'm still going with the champs. Stop disrespecting the champs. That's all I'm gonna tell y'all. Anyway. Yo, as always, nothing heavy. Doesn't cost you a thing to be a decent human being. Protect not protect, but help your fellow man, woman, and child. You know what I'm saying? You may sleep better at night if you do it at least once in your lifetime. You know what I'm saying? We all have a chance to do better and be better. So why don't we go ahead and do it? And I can't wait to see everybody again next week, man. Been a blast.
No doubt. Yo, another good show. Hey, Made Man Kev, we'll see you next week because we got a lot of topics to get into. And this moderated chair trying to do everything, I understand, man. So
good job, brother.
Yeah, on behalf of all of us at the Sports Chasers podcast, we'll see y'all next week. And we got a lot more topics to get into, I'm sure. And hey, you guys take care of one another. I like what Mike Millie said, find your peace, man. And with that being said, we the Sports Chasers podcast. We'll see you next week. Peace.
This is awkward.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
There we go.
Yeah, there you go.
They say we still live on YouTube. Hold on.
It's the blooper section on YouTube.
Word.
Post production, Kev.
Word. I was about to go do something crazy. I'm glad I didn't do it. I'm like, wait, what?
Is it still running?
Yeah.
Yeah.
0-0
YouTube.
after 1. Just for
I'm
an
on
update.
YouTube right now looking at us.
Let's see.
Yeah, but Dan, look at them. That's what I was going to say too. Yo, Tampa only got 3 shots on goal in 20 minutes.
And how many did New York have?
8. A little bit more active at home.
A little bit.
Oh, well, you know, that's the kids are going to play well.
It only takes 1 to win.
True.
Mm.
True.
Bars.
That's for real all day.
I mean, Carolina outshot the crap out of them almost every night.
Yes.
Man, they lost.
And it's funny, that's the similarity of soccer and hockey is usually shots on goal means wins. Because that means you're in their zone more, you know.
Right.
Same thing with hockey. That means you're in the zone, more shots you can. Now, you can get a shot from half. I mean, that happens now and again, but usually at the end of the game, line change or take the goalie out, you know, stuff like that. But you usually, if they're getting a lot of shots on goal, that means there's a problem with your defense. That means everybody's sitting right there on your porch. You come out the house.